Before you finalize that ticket, before you set that roster, you need the edge. Welcome to the 1 hour window that separates the winners from the losers. We're diving deep into the spreads, the over-unders, the value plays, and the sleepers you must start. Stop guessing and start winning. This is the Gridiron Gurus, providing the ultimate NFL advantage exclusively on the Empty the Bench Network.
All right, good morning, everybody. It is 11 o'clock, and we are here for our show, Gridiron Gurus, for the Divisional Round of the playoffs. And that is a huge thing. I mean, please remember to, follow us on the ETV network and follow the show at ETV or TFB Forecast ETV for more shows like this. I mean, we always have fun with them, and that way you guys can kind of get an inside scoop on who we think's going to win and who should have the edge in the games. But let's get started here. So there's not any like who's in and who's out for reported for the playoffs, but we do know of a few, and let's just start with the biggest one. Bo Nix fractured his ankle last night, and that was devastating. I mean, first off, that game goes into overtime, and it was a great game all throughout, pretty much. But then on the second to last play of the game for the Bills and Broncos, Bo Nix just takes the ball and tries to run and fractures his ankle. I actually thought that he fractured it on the kneel down, which makes no sense. Because
I think that's what he did. Because he was perfectly fine up till after the kneel down. Because it looked like when he took the kneel, because he went in to get better position for the field goal.
Mm-hmm.
It looked like when he took the knee, his foot kind of went out a little bit.
Oh, I
think someone stepped on it too. So
I guess I wasn't watching as close as I thought, but I did see the last play. But that's just devastating because that kind of ruins the Broncos' chances for or at least chances on offense to have a good game next week against the
Patriots or Texans. Which I think it's going to be Patriots, but
I do too. And then also Ozzie Trapillo of the Bears is out because he tore his patellar tendon last week, and also TJ Edwards. So we don't know what the offensive line combination is, but there is a possibility that we see Joe Thuney at left tackle, rather than Theo Benedict, and then someone like Jordan McFadden or Luke Newman at guard for the Bears tonight. But that's all that we know for who's in and who's out, per se, because there's not much of a long list of injuries anymore because there's only 4 teams left. I mean, Nick McLeod is out also, but that's not, a huge thing for the Bears. But that's all that we know. But why don't we go into our next topic where we recap the games from last night? I mean, we kind of touched on it a little bit before with who's in and who's out. But Bills and Broncos game was a great game. I mean, it was back and forth all game. But what killed the Bills was the turnover uh, margin. I mean, the Bills had 5, I think, and it was just bad. I mean, and honestly, I thought that this was the year that Josh Allen would have his chance because he didn't have to deal with Lamar or Patrick Mahomes. But I mean, just seems like whenever Josh Allen gets into the playoffs, whatever team he plays is his kryptonite. I'm sorry, but the game was back and forth all the whole time, and I mean, the Bills did take the lead for probably like 5 minutes of the game, which in actuality is probably like in total 30 minutes of a game because you have to factor in the timeouts, the commercial breaks and all that stuff. But the Broncos came up victorious, but at what cost? You lose your quarterback. And I'm not counting, Sean Payton out at all, but your backup is Jared Stidham. Has he done anything great during
He's 1-3 as a starter, and his only win is when it was his first start. He had like 360 yards for three touchdowns and 2 interceptions.
And I mean, next week he's playing the Bronco or the Patriots or Texans, right?
Mm-hmm. If he plays the Texans, they're losing. There's no question.
Honestly, both of those teams, I could see him losing to because the Patriots have a great defense also. But
they have a great defense and a great offense, so it's like.
But between like the who I would say you could toss it up into the loss column right now, it is the Texans. I will say that. But I mean,
I'm not counting out that Texans team.
I'm not
so good.
I'm not counting them out either. I'm just saying, like, I think that if you want to say who would have a better chance, like to like just blow them away right away, would be the Texans if they were to play the Texans.
Okay, so. yeah, that does make sense, but that it's just with this Texans team, you have to double both edge rushers.
Yeah,
you can't do that.
You can't do that.
No,
you can't do that because that means your center is 1-on-1 with 3 people.
Yeah, or two normally, but
yeah,
because they normally run four men down. Your center's 1-on-1 with 2 people, so but you can't do that. You can't double both Danielle Hunter and Will Anderson. They're so good, and then you have Derek Stingley Jr. out there, who's an absolute stud. So it's like tough with the Texans, but if there is a team that's going to beat them, it is going to be the Patriots. Like,
oh yeah,
that Drake May, there's a reason he's second in MVP voting right now. So, but
yeah, and I mean, so the Seahawks advance. So whoever wins tonight between the Bears or the Rams has to go to Seattle to play the Seahawks, which, I am just going to come out and say us Bears fans were rooting for the 49ers, but I don't think it would be as difficult to beat the Seahawks as people think.
No, it was more we're rooting for the 49ers so we can get that third home game if we do win tonight.
Oh, is that why? Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
Because we would get another home game against them. That's why we were rooting for the 49ers.
Got it. All right, let's see. Going into the next topic, I mean, game of the week. I mean,
I
usually
think we had it.
Yeah, we had it. It was the Bills and Broncos. I'm gonna say it was the Bills and Broncos because you can't necessarily say it was the Seahawks and 49ers when the Seahawks throw 41 on them and the 49ers only score 6. But the Bills and Broncos, for them to have be in the game the whole time, for it to end in 33 to 30, that's just game of the week. I mean it. And honestly, I mean, there is argument that you could say that the game of the week is coming up tonight. And I think if you want to say that there's 2 games of the week, you could say it's the Bills and Broncos and the Bears and Rams, because this is really going to be a test for the Rams, because they don't play in weather like this. They play in 70-degree weather all the time, heaters and all that stuff. The Bears have been practicing outside with no heaters on, nothing, to get ready for today, which I think is a great advantage.
Yeah.
I mean, right now I would coin game of the week to the Bills and Broncos. I'm just gonna say that. And
Yeah.
I am wearing my Caleb jersey. I think he needs a little bit more luck tonight. So it seems like every time that I have worn my Caleb jersey, he's had a pretty good game. So I'm hoping that I give him a little bit more luck today. I love my Loveland jersey, and I did not mean to. That was not. I did not mean to pawn there, but I do love it. But I just want to give Caleb a little extra support tonight. And I mean, see, the thing about tonight is I'm not really worried about the secondary of the Rams. I'm worried about the front 7 of the Rams.
I'm not even worried about the front 7. I'm gonna be honest. Yeah, Jerome Verse is very good. Don't get me wrong.
Jared Verse.
Whatever his name is. Verse, he's good. Don't get me wrong. That defense is not the reason I'm scared. I'm scared because on offense they have Matt Stafford, Puka, Devontae Adams, and Kyron Williams. That's why I'm scared.
That's a totally warranted reason. It's just I don't know how they're going to necessarily handle the cold is my problem.
Devontae Adams will be fine.
Devontae Adams will be fine. He will be fine. It's just Stafford
played in domes.
Puka, I don't think he necessarily played long in the cold. If he did play in the cold,
I think he went to Penn State, so technically he played
Penn State and then BYU.
Yeah, so I mean it's not really cold, but it is kind of cold. So it all depends. I mean, I don't. He's still gonna get his yards. He's still gonna get his catches. It's just how good can our secondary be?
Mm-hmm.
Like we have to, because you're putting Jalen Johnson on one side of the field. So if it's Devontae Adams,
you should put him on Puka. I
don't think you should. He's not fast enough. I think you stop Devontae Adams. You stop Devontae Adams and you double Puka, basically. You have that safety over the top on Puka.
Well,
that's what I think.
I like that idea. It's just I don't know what the plan is. We don't know what the plan is. I mean, I would love to have the inside track on what the defensive plan is for with Dennis Allen, but I'm not within the Bears organization. But I mean, there's also some good game. What's the other game today?
Patriots Texans.
Oh well, then honestly, there's an argument that there's 3 games of the weeks with the Bills, Broncos, Patriots, Texans, and the Bears, Rams. I mean, you could also say that the Seahawks 49ers one is a great game like before it started, but when you look at the score, it just does not
like
a game of the week candidate. So 3 out of the 4 games is great. I mean, and honestly, going into the next topic,
There's only the one,
there's
but
only the one.
because we already know what happened.
Yeah, but since we already know what happens, you can't coin something as toilet bowl game of the week. I mean, I kind of want to get rid of this banner, but you kind of have to talk about it. The Seahawks just went into because the 49ers were at home, right?
No, Seahawks were at home.
Oh, the Seahawks were at home. But still, the Seahawks and 49ers have played each other twice before yesterday. And the Seahawks, although they won both times, they didn't win handily. Like 2 or 3 weeks ago, they won by like 10 or 13. It was like 13-3 or something like that. And then the time before that, I can't remember the score because that was the earlier in the season. But like the Seahawks went in there and said, "Hey, 49ers, screw you. We're going to kick your butt today." And they did. And
Yeah.
this was with Sam Darnold having an oblique injury. Looking at his stats, I'm going to have to look that up. But I don't think he had a great game. But
No, they ran the ball all over them. Kenneth Walker
had a great game. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, he ran all over them.
No, I got to go to box score. Sam Darnold had 12 completions on 17 attempts, which is 71%, which is great. But he only threw for 124 yards and 1 touchdown. But Kenneth Walker, 19 attempts, 116 yards, 6.1 average with 3 touchdowns. That's insane.
It did help. Charbonnet did get injured during that game, but that was one we forgot. I forgot about that, but Charbonnet did get injured. I don't know what his status is right now, but Kenneth Walker just went crazy. And it shows that Kenneth Walker should have just been doing that all year. But they're like the Falcons. They like to run their backup in a lot. So,
and the solo passing touchdown did go to Jackson Smith-Njigba, which I just have to say is one of the most awesomest names in the NFL.
I don't say his full name. I just say JSN. Just because.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But when you're talking about him, you kind of should say his full name.
Yeah.
But on the flip side, the 49ers, Brock Purdy completed 15 of 27 for 140 yards and 1 interception. The Seahawks took out their starters with like 10 minutes left in the game, which at that point you do when you're up 41-6, you're like, oh, we're winning this game. There's no point. But it was just the 49ers, they were missing, Christian McCaffrey had an injury throughout the game.
Yeah, he came back though.
He came back, but he still missed, I think, a drive or two.
Yeah.
But the most important piece that they were missing was George Kittle. Jake Tonyan does a pretty good job at filling in when he's needed, but George Kittle is just George Kittle, and you can't. And when you miss him, you're missing a lot of your offense, which really stinks. I when I saw his injury, I just knew what happened right away. Like, it was obvious that he tore his Achilles or ACL, or it was devastating when I saw it, though. I'm sorry for the 49ers, and Kyle Shanahan's still a great coach and all that stuff. He's gonna be coaching again next year. How old is Kyle Shanahan? He's
not too old.
He's in his 40s, right?
Yeah.
So
in the 40s, maybe he's in the 50s. like low 50s, but I think he's 40s.
I can look that up. Kyle Shanahan. Well, I can. Kyle Shanahan is how old is that? I mean, he's 45. December 14th, 1979 is when he was born. It's 2026.
47.
I mean,
46.
He's got at least 10 years left coaching if he wants to.
He's probably got a little more, but yeah.
15 if he wants.
Yeah.
I mean, but the thing that he's got to do is he's got to get, he's got to get back to the Super Bowl and win a couple more if he wants to coach again for that, keep coaching for that long. But I mean, there are a lot of coaches that might not last as long as people think. I think one of them might be Sean McDermott. I don't think that he's going to be fired this year, but if he goes back to the playoffs next year and gets kicked off right away, I think you might have to think about it.
Yeah.
But going into the next topic, I mean, favorite game of the week. I mean,
it's ours. I think
it's ours, but I also have to say the Bills and Broncos is up there.
Yeah, but that's just because we knew they already played.
Yeah, I guess of the games that are left, ours is our favorite because I mean we're Bears fans. We want to see the Bears win. And I think we will pull it out. It's just I think it's going to be a hard fought one where we need to play. We need to play like 100%, 65 minutes of a football game. And I say 65 minutes because we need to play better all game. Like we can't. Like the only way that I'm okay with a comeback in the fourth quarter is if it's a 7-point comeback at the end of the game. It's not. I don't think we can have a 25-point comeback, out of against the Rams. I mean, it's possible because the Panthers did it and they won once, so that is kind of huge.
And then they were one drive away.
Yeah, I mean, if you think about it, I mean, there were probably some questionable calls that were made during those drives. So I mean, you have a reasoning to think that we can easily come back in a bigger deficit. It's just as much as I love the comebacks, I don't want to see that this game, and I don't.
Yeah. But I mean, if we are losing, we have to start out hot. Like we say it every week. We got to start out hot, and then they come back and win. It's this game. You have to at least
you don't have
put
a
up
choice.
point. You can't be punting 4 times in the first half.
So if I was Dennis Allen, because in the second half of the Packer game last week, we forced 3 or 4 straight punts. I would come out in that defense all game to see how the team adjusts to it until they can move the ball.
Yeah. I mean, it's just weird because I feel like both of the coaches do this. They're like, okay, let's just run this defense. Let's get burnt. And I think Ben Johnson does the same thing with offense. Let's run this offense. Let's not get any yards, and then let's just play in the second half.
I don't want that.
I don't want that. I mean, it's been working.
But it's not going to work if you want to get to Super Bowl.
No, it's not going to work because it didn't work against the Ravens without Lamar. Like we went down way too much. You can't go down that much.
And honestly, I mean, for me, the Rams are even worse than or even better than the the Ravens.
Yeah, I was just saying like that's a game like you can't come back.
No, you used a perfect example. I think you used a great example. But I mean that game's at 5:30 tonight. It's and I honestly, usually I do go home back to school today because school starts back up for me on Tuesday. But with the Bears playing at 5:30, I'm I'm
Okay.
staying home. I'm watching it with my dad. I'm uh I am not going to my friend Zon's anymore because we got a bunch of snow last night, and I don't want to risk my car, the day before going back to school. As much as I have wanted to watch a game with him, I can't. He's in Downers Grove. That's an hour away for the people that don't know, and and I and with the game at 5:30, that means I'm going back. I'm getting back to my house at like 10 o'clock, going to bed, waking up at 8 o'clock in the morning to get back to school. Leave my house probably around 10 to go back to school so I can get back to my dorm around like 2 o'clock, which is a normal time. That my parents can drop me off, get back on the road, and get back home with some sunlight, before they have to, you know, deal with the darkness while driving. Because that with daylight savings, it gets the gets dark at 5:30 or 5 o'clock at night. It's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, I did drive on the roads. Like this is kind of important for the Bears game. There was a lot, like not a lot of snow, but there was snow. So I don't know how the Rams will deal with that in per se. Yeah, they are gonna. They're still the Rams. Like they're still gonna play football. Like they're
Oh
still gonna
yeah,
play their game. But
yeah,
like
they're still gonna play their game. It's gonna be fine. Yeah,
Rome said it perfectly. I don't know if you saw the interview. He's like, he said the weather does matter because that's when he
oh,
was talking
absolutely,
about
it
the
totally matters.
heaters and stuff like that. He's like, weather does matter, but they are a great football team and they're gonna figure out a way to play. So we got to play our best.
Oh yeah, no, we gotta play 110%, 60 minutes of football. You can't slack off for half of it. Hell, you can't even slack off for a quarter of it. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
I
Um,
mean, maybe the first quarter you're getting a feel of the Rams, but then you have to play in the second, third, and fourth. Like we can't.
oh yeah, no, you can't,
Like even 45 minutes of football, sure we could play and win, but I'm not confident if we're down 21-3 like we were against the Packers.
no, no. Mm-mm.
But that's our game. I'm waiting for Ben to come in for our Patriots talk,
Yeah, so
so
we
we
can
could talk about the
do,
Bears a little more.
yeah,
But there were some coaching
yeah. Why
sign.
don't we actually go into that a little bit? We'll also talk about that when Ben comes in because he should be coming in a couple of minutes.
Yeah.
But let's talk about because first off, the biggest one happened like 3 days ago. Like it was reported like Wednesday or Thursday that the Giants were set to hire uh, John Harbaugh, and then it didn't actually become official until yesterday or Friday,
Friday.
Friday or Saturday.
Yeah, Friday or
But
Saturday morning. I don't know. It was one of the two.
Saturday morning was when it happened for the Giants, and I have to say, I applaud the Giants for finally going out and getting the most highly coveted uh, um, a coaching candidate. Because honestly, I will say this: I did not expect Harbaugh to get fired.
No.
But when you have the chance to get a coach like that, you give him whatever he wants. You give him $100 million. You give him, you know, roster control. You give him anything he asks for because he's the best head coach that you could ask for. But his contract is 5 years, $100 million, something like that, and he deserves every bit of it. And there were, it did take some time because of the fact that there were some things they needed to hammer out with like the personnel stuff for Harbaugh, because I think he wanted a little bit more control than what people were letting on, which he deserves, because he's won. He wins, and he knows what he's doing, and he always drafts well, always, no matter where he's drafting. I mean, the year that they drafted Lamar, they had 25 before that, and they took tight end who I don't know who he's with, but Hendon Hurst or something like that. They took him at
I think he's done now, or he's with the Panthers. I know
the last time that I remember him playing was with the Falcons.
Okay.
But
I don't know.
But that's beyond the point. And then at 32, Lamar was available, and they needed a quarterback because Joe Flacco was, kind of falling off a little bit, or they realized that they might need a quarterback insurance policy, and they took Lamar. And for the first year, Lamar wasn't necessarily the quarterback. He was like that gadget player where they threw him in for read options every once in a while, and maybe a couple passes, but then the year after that, they gave the keys to Lamar, and he took off. But
Wins MVP, yeah.
But now let me say this. There were 8 openings for head coaching, and the best one is the Giants. And I can't believe I'm never saying that, because there's a lot. But like, when you look at the pieces that the Giants actually have at least figured out, they've got Dart, they've got Scadaboo, they've got Neighbors, they've got Dexter Lawrence, they've got Abdul Carter, they've got Brian Burns. So they have pieces there on the offense and defense. But here's the thing, when you look at all the other openings, none of the teams have that. There's I think this was the best and only place that Harbaugh was going to go. I mean, he took other interviews, but he was probably only looking at the Giants as a true contender. I mean, maybe he looks at the Falcons, but I don't think so. But last night, and I knew that this was going to happen shortly after it was announced that
you called this a week ago.
That so. And I have a reasoning for why I really like this. So Kevin Stefanski was hired as the Falcons head coach late last night. So Kevin Stefanski, before he was the Browns head coach, he was the Vikings offensive coordinator. And the Vikings and during his time as the Vikings offensive coordinator, they had Kirk Cousins as their quarterback. And here's my thing. So I think that Penix will not play for. I think he might play for some of the year next year, but not all of it. And you still have Kirk Cousins for 2 years, I believe, or maybe 1. I'm not sure, but you signed him to a 4-year, $180 million deal, and I think that Stefanski was brought in to the Falcons because of the familiarity with Kirk Cousins. I think the Falcons know that they might have to have him as the bridge quarterback for a year because of Penix's injury. And when you have the chance to bring in a coach that knows the quarterback, that is at least on paper looking like the starter, you bring him in just because you think you might have more success with a coach that knows the quarterback rather than, the hot shot offensive or defensive coordinator. And I mean, they are expected to keep on Jeff, the DC. I don't know how to say his last name. I I could look it up to try and so Jeff Ulbrich is expected to be the defensive coordinator for Stefanski on the Falcons. They want to retain him, and I think the Falcons have already blocked all the DC interviews that he's gotten. So I mean, I think they know that he's going to be the defensive coordinator, and Tommy Reese is expected to be the offensive coordinator for the Falcons. I don't necessarily know how great that is, because here's the thing. Stefanski, I think it's a good hire for the familiarity, but Stefanski has a tendency to say that, oh, I can call plays, and then he realizes that his play calls aren't working, so he hands it over to the offensive coordinator, and they've never called plays before, so I don't know how great the staff is going to be, but I do like Jeff Ulbrich for the defensive coordinator. He's done a pretty good job with the Falcons defense. I just don't know how good the offense is going to be. I trust it more than I trust Raheem Morris and his staff, but I'm not sure. But it's a 5-year deal for both of them. I only know that the Giants gave him $100 million because that was actually thrown out there. I don't know how much the Falcons and Stefanski's contract.
I think it was close to that.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know if they.
Let me look up if they actually.
It might have been like 60 mil, I think. I don't know where I saw that, but I think
I'm gonna look up Kevin Stefanski contract to see if it's actually said. So on Bleacher Report, it says that it's a 5-year deal. But it does not say. Does not say how much. The contract is worth. But honestly, if he got 5 years, $60 million, that's what, $12 million a year. That's a pretty hefty contract.
Yeah, I saw he's making. I think it's around that. I just saw he's making like $40K a month.
Oh, I saw that. I saw that post. What you're talking about. I haven't
So I just kind of put it in contract form.
Yeah.
Or not a month, a day. 40 million a day. Or 4,000. 40K a day. Yeah, it's like $1 million a month almost.
Well,
or over that, but yeah, I don't know. But I think it's probably around like 60.
Honestly, good for him. I mean, we'll see how how it goes for for Stefanski, because some part of me believes that this is just like a stopgap option. I'm sorry to say that for Stefanski, but I don't think that he's the greatest coach.
No, I don't think he's that good of the greatest coach, but he's had good defenses. Was he with the Browns with that Baker team that went to the playoffs?
Oh God.
Because if he was,
right?
No, they went in 2021.
Okay, well, let me look that up. I would assume so. Who was the
Because I know he was with the Vikings 2020.
Of the Browns in 2021. I think it is Stefanski, but the head coach of the Browns in 2021 was Kevin Stefanski. He led the team to 11-5 record during the regular season and helped them advance to the playoffs. Yeah.
So that was his first year with them.
But that was the only year that he
Yeah,
went
but
to
I
the
mean,
Super Bowl.
he showed he can get to the playoffs, and you're coming into a team with Drake London,
Mhm.
Bijan Robinson, Darnell Mooney. I have to say Darnell Mooney because I love that guy.
Oh, I love him too. I
Uh,
love him.
Kyle Pitts. Yeah, do I think he's gonna stay after this year? No, but could he?
Wait, this year? Oh,
I
you
mean,
mean that he's gonna go to a new team,
he might go to a new team,
see, or next? Okay,
but and then on defense you have AJ Terrell. You got pieces there.
you
So I
got
mean,
Pete Pierce, you got
you're not
AJ
far
Brown.
off from playoffs. You were just 8-9. You're not far off from playoffs. I mean, you could come in realistically go 9-8 in that division and make the
And
playoffs.
probably make the playoffs. Yeah,
So I mean, it all depends on how he uses his weapons. Because you got to think he was working with Jerry Judy as his wide receiver one
hmm
for 2
yeah.
years.
For the long now, he actually has a quality, number one in Drake London.
Yeah,
I mean, Drake London is a beast. I mean, the thing that holds him back really is the lackluster play calling.
yeah. And
I mean,
then that's the same with Bijan too.
and still Bijan Robinson still had, probably like 3 or 4 40-point fantasy games.
Yeah, I mean
No, probably
it's.
two, but
But I think if you count the right, if you count the Rams one, but yeah, no, yeah, no, that I think this is a good fit for him personally, just because it's like more of a, it's like a middle of the road team where you could make the playoffs and you maybe could do something in the playoffs
oh, absolutely.
depending on how your scheme is, but we don't know his scheme because he's been on the Browns,
Right. Yeah, right.
so it's
But
tough to tell with him,
But
but
at the same time, it also has been reported that most or some of his staff from the Browns is expected to come with him because Reese was with him uh
is that
in
his OC?
was his OC in Cleveland. So how is that gonna go? Um,
I don't think I like that. I would like his DC to come with him personally, but then again, you also have Miles Garrett on that side, so that's probably why the DC was
yeah,
doing
and
good.
there's a chance that the DC with the Browns gets the head coach job.
Yeah,
I
I did
don't
see
know.
that.
I mean, honestly, that might be your best bet with the Browns. At least have a coach that's been with the team be the head coach. I'm not necessarily going to say that is going to warrant you success with the Browns, but you at least would know pieces that you have. Now the thing about it is it's Jim Schwartz, and he's had a lot of coaching experience. It's just his experience is on the defensive side of the ball. So how good of an offensive staff can you make? Because
Yeah, you
I mean,
really got to bring in that offensive guy.
and here's the thing. I mean, it does help that you have whatever 40 years of experience or whatever how long Schwartz has been in the league, but it's important to note that you're the NFL is not a defensive ran league anymore. It's I mean it's more of an offense, but it still is both. I mean you need both.
The Browns just requested a second head coaching interview with the Jags OC Grant Ud- Udiski.
Oh, yeah. I just said I
Literally
that
just got
actually
tweeted.
that might be a good option because I mean surprisingly for being a 30-year-old head coach candidate, he's only had 1 year of experience as an offensive coordinator, and he did a good job. And he would become the youngest NFL head coach ever if he was hired because
Hey,
he's 30 years old.
hey, they work. They work. I mean, you got McVay. He was young.
Yeah, he
Ben
was
Johnson's young.
31 when he was
Yeah.
hired.
Like Ben Johnson's young. There's a couple more that were young
Uh,
that
oh,
are still
here's
coaching now.
veteran O-line coach Bill Callahan is likely to join the Falcons staff in Atlanta. Callahan was on Stefanski's staff with the Browns before leaving to join his son Brian Callahan's staff with the Titans in 2023. But we know how that worked out. But look, if I had to give grades for both of these hires, Giants is an A plus, and I would say that the Falcons is an A.
Yeah, I agree. But
Um,
we could go to the Patriots game. I don't think Ben's going to join us.
yeah, I don't think so either. So I mean, I don't know if I should put on a different banner for the. Let's just do it. I mean, the Patriots. I think the most improved teams this year, for the NFL, were the Bears and the Patriots and the Jaguars. I'll put the Jaguars in there. Those are the three. But talking about the Patriots game, this is probably their biggest test of their schedule because of the fact that the Patriots had the easiest strength of schedule this whole year with I want to say a strength of schedule of 0.400 or something like that.
Yeah, with really no defenses either.
And to give that strength of schedule to a veteran head coach in Mike Vrabel, that is just, you're handing him coach of the year basically.
Yeah.
And that really sucks because I'm going to say it. I think Ben Johnson deserves more. I'm sorry. Because he turned a team around that, was known for their defense in the past and now is known for their offense. And I'm going to say this. It's because of the fact that Dennis Allen doesn't have any of the players that fit his scheme. You give him, a year or two to get his players, and it's gonna end differently. I'm sorry. The defense will get fixed. It's just it might take a minute.
You give Jalen Johnson an actual full year in his system, not 5 games. It's going to be different.
Yeah, it's gonna be different. Excuse me, sorry. I knew that was coming. But going back to the Patriots, I mean, to face the Texans in the division round of the playoffs, that's something. And this is going to be a real test for Drake May for the Patriots offensive line. They do have Will Campbell back. I thought that they lost him for the year. I made a mistake on that in forecast, but he is back, so that's going to help. But still, you got Daniil Hunter and Will Anderson. You can't double team them both because that would leave the center on an island, and that's not good. So I do like this game. I honestly don't know who comes out on top because both defenses are great. I mean, I trust the Patriots offense more than I trust the Texans offense. But I think this is a battle of defenses more than a battle of offenses. And if I had to be honest, I'm going to say it. As much as I love the Texans, I do believe that the Patriots will become victorious tonight or today. I don't necessarily know what the score is going to be, but I think it's going to be the Patriots are going to come out on top. I mean, what are your thoughts on that, Michael?
Yeah, I do think it's who wins the turnover battle. That's what's going to be the big.
I think that's a good statement to make.
Because I think it's going to kind of be like how that Bills-Broncos game went, like with the turnovers, where whoever wins the turnover battle wins the game.
Oh yeah.
Because
I mean,
this Texans defense, they get so
they
much
get they get
sacks.
turnovers. They get
They
turn.
get
They get turnovers.
sacks.
They get sacks. They get
Yeah.
everything.
And that's the thing. Like the Patriots, their really bad turnover game was against the Steelers. Great defense.
Mm-hmm.
You can't have that. If you're gonna
No,
win this playoff game, you can't have that turnover fiasco you had. You can't turn over the ball five, 6 times. So it all depends on how. And if Drake May comes out and he shells or he throws all over their defense, they're gonna win this game very, very easily. Because that Texans offense, CJ Stroud is not playing football. He is not playing good at
see, the
all.
thing about CJ Stroud is it seems like he has like one good quarter and then 3 bad quarters. Like
Yeah,
what was the game where he came out and he threw for like 150 yards in the
Chargers.
first quarter? Against the Chargers, and then the Chargers just for the 3 quarters of the rest of that game just picked him apart.
Yeah,
I think he had like 100 total yards the rest of the game
yeah,
passing.
but because of that defense, the Texans still won.
That's true, but they
It's
barely won. They won by
yeah,
4. It was
yeah,
20-16. But thank God for the defense because
yeah. I
it's not.
mean, that's the whole thing. Like CJ Stroud, I think he's just way too full of himself, and he's like way too cocky. Because I don't know if you noticed, but ever since he played Caleb and he gave Caleb that little
Advice.
talk,
Yeah,
he's been
I
terrible.
do remember that.
He has
I do
been
remember that.
terrible. Like after his rookie season, I put him in the top 10 quarterbacks. He's nowhere near that anymore.
No, you're right.
He's way too cocky. He thinks he's one of the best quarterbacks in the league. He's not there. He turns the
You
ball
can't.
over way too
You
much.
have to get to the Super Bowl before you can coin yourself as one of the best quarterbacks.
Yeah, but that's what he thinks. But it's neither here or there. He's an Ohio State quarterback. They don't turn out unless you go
Yeah,
there
they
for
have.
1 year and then go somewhere else like Joe Burrow did.
Yeah, it feels like, and whenever a Ohio State quarterback gets drafted, they may have like one good year in the NFL, and then they're a career backup for the rest of
Yeah,
their career. I mean, look at Justin Fields. I mean, he was the quarterback for the 4 years that he was with the Bears, but then now he's just a career backup. I mean, the Jets were desperate, so they gave him $40 million to be their bridge quarterback. They're probably going to let him go.
yeah.
I
But
don't.
like, keep on going, keep on going.
I don't necessarily know if that's the best option because the Jets are at number 2 in the
Yeah,
draft.
and that's why Oregon's quarterback is staying another year.
Is staying at Oregon because
Yeah,
so you have to take the quarterback from uh, Alabama, Ty
yeah,
Simpson or something
yeah.
or whatever
Ty
his name is,
Simpson.
and I will say this: Alabama quarterbacks pan out more than Ohio State quarterbacks, but I mean, I'm gonna look up his stats right now.
I
I
just want
don't
to go in a little bit more about this CJ Stroud.
go
He
ahead, man.
he makes me so mad because, like you said, he plays one drive where he'll score, but then it's nothing. Like there's no yards, nothing, 3 and outs because I he just makes me so mad because what he did with Caleb, but it's it's just he's just not good. I don't know how to say it. He's just not good. And he's going to get 60 million a year because he's went to the playoffs twice in his 3 years.
hmm
And
See,
that just pisses me off.
here's the thing. Here's the thing. When you look at Ty Simpson, the dude is on 1 year of production, and his 1 year, 3,500 3,567 yards, which an average of 7.5 yards per pass, 28 touchdowns to 5 interceptions. But that's his only starting year, because you look at the other years, he completed 14 of 25 in 2024 for 167 yards. He completed 11 of 20 in 2023 for 175 yards or 79 yards. And then in 2022, he completed 4 of 5 passes for 35 yards. So he has 1 year of actual production, and 3,500 yards is better than some, but
You know what
not
that reminds me
great.
of?
What?
You know what that reminds me of?
McCarthy?
Mitch Trubisky.
Ooh, you know what? That's
1 year
a
of
good one.
production. Went number 2 in the draft. Has an okay year 2. We go to the playoffs, and then he doesn't play
Falls
as
off.
good. Yeah.
So, I mean, if I were the Jets, I mean, you do have draft capital because you did trade Sauce Gardner and Quinnen Williams. So, if I was the Jets, as much as I'm going to pay some quarterback to come to the Jets, I would try and trade for your quarterback, because you have the draft capital. You can do that. And then you at least don't have to, you might have to give up number 2, but at least then you don't have to bank your coaching career, Aaron Glenn, on, on a 1 year of production quarterback.
Yeah.
And honestly, I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this. As much as it's gonna ruin this quarterback's career, his career is kind of already over. I'm gonna say that the Jets call the Cardinals and say, "Hey, what do you want for Kyler Murray? We'll give it to you. We have it."
Yeah.
Because that's the only quarterback that I could see available.
That might put up production.
That could put up production, but also you're still kind of, taking a gamble on something.
And then you still have Kyler for 2 more years. And you can fringe people. Then you can start drafting, and then after Kyler's contract's over, then you can draft the quarterback when you have the other pieces ready to go.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot. I mean, it just hurts, I mean, it hurts that because at the beginning of the end of at the end of the coaching cycle last year, Ben Johnson and Aaron Glenn looked like great hires. And of course, Ben Johnson turns out to be a great hire, but Aaron Glenn just doesn't. And I mean, that's a part of taking the Jets job. It's not as bad as the Browns job, but it is one of those coaching jobs that's not great, and you don't have a lot of highlights in terms of players. But the thing is, I mean, Aaron Glenn, if he can't turn this around next year, I think he's out. And I'm surprised. I'm honestly surprised that he wasn't out this year, because yes, he did win, 3 at the end of the year, but like for most of the year, he was at 1 win. And it was looking like he was going to have the number 1 pick, which would have been great, because, I mean, Mendoza was looking pretty decent. But at the same time, I don't think Mendoza is necessarily a great option. I think he will thrive in a certain system, but we'll have to see on that. But we are almost at our hour, and I hope you guys enjoyed. Enjoy the last day of the divisional playoffs, because next week is the NFC Championship.
And you'll be seeing Bears versus Seattle. And then Broncos versus Patriots. I'm calling it right now.
That would be...
It's going to be 1-2 versus 1-2.
You really think that the Broncos have a chance of winning without Bo Nix?
No, but they already won.
Okay. But they're gonna get their asses kicked next week. I'm gonna say that.
Yeah.
The Broncos are out. I'm sorry if there are any Broncos fans of the 73 watching, because that's a pretty good number for this show. But we're at our hour, so hope you guys enjoyed. And hey, we still got 3 hours until football, which is kind of weird. But have a good day, and we'll see you guys around. See you next weekend.